Yeah, you guys live close by here then?
We're about 20 to 30 minutes out.
20, 30 minutes? Okay. Thanks for joining us.
I think it's really cool you guys are doing this too. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got a grant from Bexar County, and this is the second time we were awarded that grant. And part of it is it's a quote unquote gun violence prevention grant. And so we're using that to actually teach gun safety. And the goal is to make sure that our kids are safe, and you're going to keep your friends safe. I always call you guys little force multipliers. Anybody know what I mean by that? What's a force multiplier? Any guesses? So what it is when I give you this information, you take it out into your circle of friends, and you are the little leader, and you keep your friends safe, okay? And so, guns are around, so we're going to be careful we ever come in contact with a gun. And so I love being here because you can hear the gunfire on the range, so it's kind of cool. And so the goal is just to make sure they know what not to do. And I'm glad you guys are here. How'd you guys find us?
Sister-in-law actually shared the link.
Okay, cool.
She knows I'm pretty into this stuff, and I tried to take them with me a couple of times.
Okay.
But she's like, hey, they're doing this class. I was like, all right, it's made for kids. Let's try it out.
Good deal. Thanks for coming. Are you carrying?
Yes.
Thank you. So, big fan of that. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to start off kind of talking about what we do. So our mantra is zero firearm accidents, the only acceptable goal. And so currently it's about 2 kids per day, 1 to 2 that we lose across the country. And so what we're trying to do is prevent that. And so that's part of preventing that is by meeting you guys and making sure your kids are safe. And so about the foundation, so the Kids S.A.F.E Foundation, we're a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to providing children and parents with safety around firearms education. Okay, so everything we do is about gun safety, acts of prevention. You find out more information on our website, kidssafefoundation.org. What I'm working on for my next trip down here is to be able to offer some sort of range time, because I think that's really, really important. It's this typically with rimfire rifles, and that way they it reinforces all the important stuff that we're talking about today. So hopefully next time. And so a little bit about me. So this journey for me started back in 2014. I was a new instructor, and I was working a graveyard shift in Eugene, Oregon, where I'm from. And so as I was driving this dump truck in the middle of the night, I was going through an intersection, and there was this flash of light, and there was a voice that spoke to me and said I had to protect the kids. And when I heard this, I didn't know if I was hallucinating, if I had too much Red Bull. Anyways, what I realized later was the universe, right? And so I got off work that morning at 6 a.m. I slept until about 8, and then I just woke up and I started looking at programs. There wasn't one that really met what I wanted to do, especially being from Eugene, Oregon. And so I started to develop my own. And it took about 2 years to develop. In 2016, we became a nonprofit, and now we reached over 30,000 kids in 10 states. And we're so glad to meet all of you guys and your kids. And so special thanks to A Place to Shoot for giving us the opportunity, Vaultec. They're some of our sponsors. And we always start off with the pledge. So who wants to help me with the Pledge of Allegiance in just a moment? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. We'll do a presentation. I have a discussion. Then we have some certificates. And I'm going to give you guys some targets too. And so what I like about these targets, you get them off our website free of charge. 4 basic safety rules. They're perfect for Nerf guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, real guns, So I'll give you a target today. And so anybody in the audience, please rise. You want to help me? Come on up. Thank you for your help. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have you stand right there. We're right hand on our heart. And we're going to face the flag. I'm going to push play. Go ahead. Lead the way. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Good job. I love that. So the way our program works, a couple different classes. We have a Kids Firearm Safety education class. This one's designed for the public schools. I did write a Senate bill in 2019 would authorize this for all first graders in the state of Oregon. I'm hoping to do it in other states. I bring it to Texas, and that's basically, it's gun safety, accident prevention, anti-bullying, online safety, all the stuff we're going to talk about today. The difference between the education class and what we're doing today is I have real guns here. I'll talk about the guns, answer any questions that you may have, and then we also offer range training, and so that one's a lot of fun because we get to shoot rimfire rifles. So I'm going to work on it, getting it here. But before I get started, does anybody know what they would do if they came across a gun and there was nobody around? What would you guys do? What would you do? You'd what? Never mind. I don't know that one. What would you do? Don't pick it up. I like it. What would you do?
Just walk away.
I like it. Very good. Do you have any ideas? What would you do?
Huh?
What would you do? That's a good idea. What would you do? Any ideas?
I would
Not touch it. Very good. So I got 4 simple rules. 4 simple rules. Okay. So number 1 is I stop. I stop. The reason I stop, it gives me enough time. Remember the other 3. There's 4 altogether. Okay. Next one. I don't touch. I don't touch. If I don't touch it, it's less likely to go off hurting me or someone else. Okay. Next one, I run away. I get out of that situation. And what if I'm at a friend's house? My friend hasn't taken this cool class put on by Derek with Kids S.A.F.E, and he wants to show me his dad's gun because he knows where it's kept. Believe it or not, show and tell is probably the most common way for our kids to get hurt. And we'll talk about what to do today. Number 4, tell a grown-up. Tell a grown-up. Let them decide what's best, okay? So now it's your turn. Who's got number 1? Raise your hand, please. Number 1. Go ahead. Stop. Very good. Number 2. Who's got number 2? Go ahead. Nice job. Number 3. Very good. Very good. Number 4. Who can help me with number 4? Go ahead. Ask or tell. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good job. So, major cause of firearm accidents be unsafe access to firearms, carelessness, curiosity, right? So people find a gun, first thing to do is put their finger on the trigger, right? I'll show you this. I don't know if you guys have seen one of these before. Anybody seen one of these before? What's this called? What's it called? Handgun, pistol, right? I'll show you on the ceiling. See the ceiling? This is not a real gun, okay? But every gun's gonna have a barrel or a muzzle. That's where that projectile will come out, right? Every gun's gonna have a trigger. That's what makes that gun go bang. Also, every gun's gonna have a magazine or a cylinder. There's gonna be a way to put a round into my chamber, like if I have a revolver. So if I find one of these, I make sure I leave it alone, okay? And we'll talk about it a little bit more. Is there any questions on this one? No? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put this up. So lack of education, so our kids don't know what they haven't been taught. I'm glad you guys are already talking about gun safety. So far, I'm about 100% down here in Texas. Where I'm from, it's about 60% of parents talking about guns. So I'm glad you guys do that. It's really great. But this is what we're trying to prevent here. So let's pay attention. So 2017, we had 132 kids that we lost, 216 injured, 16 adults that were injured. And then 2018, we had 87 that we lost, 177 injured, 11 adults injured. 2019, we had 54 that we lost, 102 injured, and 7 adults injured. And so what that's telling me, unsafe access to firearms, 0 proper storage, and no education. So that's why I'm glad you guys are here. This is a national trend. Cost of prevention, right? So cable locks. Every gun's required to come with a cable lock. Problem with the cable lock is they can be cut, and it doesn't prevent theft. Okay, so the ones we really like are made by Voltec. With this, I can get into it in less than a second. It's backlit. If it's hooked up to my Wi-Fi, if somebody were to tamper with it, it would send me a text alert. So that's a great option for you. Voltec safes, and then those big fire-resistant safes, depending on the size of our collection. So then you got us, right? So free to 20 bucks. The only time we ever charge is when we're on the range, okay? Because the way I look at it is every kid should know this, right? It's just like water safety. We teach every kid in this country how to swim because we don't want them to drown. The same principle for gun safety. So I'm so glad you guys are here. But this is what we're trying to prevent right here. So I always say you guys are priceless, okay? So when I say you guys are the most valuable resource that we have, what do I mean by that? Does anybody know? What do I mean? Any guesses? No guesses? Well, you guys are the future, right? So we need you to be healthy, happy, be good leaders, okay? So that's what I mean, you guys are the most valuable resource that we have. Does that make sense now? Good. Nerf guns, airsoft guns, BB guns, who has those in the house? So these are for, like if I'm out here on the range, but I can practice them with my Nerf guns or my airsoft guns, okay? So number one, I treat every gun as if it were loaded. Every gun is always loaded. What do I mean by that? Does anybody know? What do I mean?
So, like, the mag is always loaded, but sometimes it's not loaded, but you don't want to press the trigger because then you have anything.
Yeah, there could still be around in my chamber, right? Very good, very good. Anybody else? Did you have something? Like what he said? Good. All right, so number two, I keep my muzzle pointed in a safe direction, okay? I like either up or down, never at someone else, okay? Does that make sense? Good. Number three, fingers straight and off of that trigger to your sights are on the target, right? I'll show you what it looks like. There's gonna be a test later on, and this is gonna be on the test, okay? So so fingers straight and off of the trigger just like that, okay? So remember that for the test. So I'll tell you a funny story. I call this my booger picker, right? So if I keep that finger straight, the gun cannot fire, but I can go like this, right? In the beginning of this, but if I curl it, the gun can fire, but I can't go like this. So that's why I call it my booger picker. In the beginning of this, I made these custom shirts that said booger picker on there. I said, I'm going to retire by the time I'm 35. I'll sell 1 million of these shirts. It didn't work out. Got a Connex full of booger picker shirts, okay? But I get laughs, so that's all that matters. So, finger straight and off the trigger. The last one is make sure my target, my backstop, and what is beyond. What is a backstop? Does anybody know? What is a backstop? Yeah.
Like a target.
Yeah, what's beyond my target, right? Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, absolutely. So the way I also look at it is something that will stop a bullet, right? Would this wall over here stop a bullet?
No.
Nope. How about the roof? Would that stop a bullet? No. How about the floor? Would that stop a bullet? No. Where I'm getting at, we're going to go out here to the range. That place is designed for shooting. We're not going to shoot inside the house. We're not going to shoot inside the gun store. We're going to go someplace that has like a backstop or a bullet trap. That makes sense? All right. Any questions on any of that? No? Okay. Look at their fingers. See how their fingers are straight? And they're waiting for that command to fire. So, all right. So let's talk about real guns. Who has seen any of these? Which ones have we seen? Which ones? At Academy? Which ones have you seen? Which ones have you seen? The black one? Okay. Anybody know anything? Which ones have you seen? Okay. Video games? Are we seeing them on video games? Or we see them in real life? Okay, video games. So video game safety. All right. So I'll show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a parent my chamber before I handle anything. So, Dad, can I show you this? So we have my single or double action revolver. Okay, I hold it like this. I call it my wolf ears. See that? So with the wolf ears, I can keep this cylinder open so the gun cannot fire. About the safest I can make the gun if I'm handling it. Okay, so for the parents, I can load it from this position. I can also unload it from this position, all while keeping this gun as safe as I possibly can, okay? So we're talking double action. Double action means this gun does two things, okay? So when I press the trigger, The hammer goes back, the cylinder will rotate into the firing position, hammer drops, and then the gun goes bang. See that? Single action mode means hammer's already back, so the gun does one thing. It releases that hammer, hammer falls, the gun will go bang. See that? So what makes this really dangerous for kids is there's no actual safety on this gun, okay? So I got to use this. What's this? My brain. I always got to use my brain. So if you find one of these, you come across one, leave it alone. A couple of horror stories I've heard. I've had kids find these in couch cushions at play dates. I've had kids find these in city parks, street corners. I have one dad from Russia that found one in his front yard and put it up on top of his garbage can like this and went to work. Okay, so really, really important is our kids can come in contact. I do recommend if you're going over for a play date, is maybe talk to those other parents and ask them if they have any unsecured guns in the home. Don't say, do you have guns? Because you might not get the best response. So the whole point is just to have a conversation. Has anybody ever done that before? Or thought about it? Okay, just something to think about. You'll sleep better at night. So any questions on this one? Okay, so I'll put this away. And